Maria SENSI SELLNER, great name.
Thank you so much.
It, to me, sounds like a duchess from an old chestnut parlor room play. So you are a conductor as well as the artistic director of Resonance Works, but outside of Resonance Works, conducting is your main passion and occupation, can we say? That sounds a little stuffy, but...
Yeah, but occupation, that's good. We like that. That's better than sideline.
I guess so.
So...
Now, kids, usually start out when they join a band or something in middle school or high school. They're always asking for mom and dad. Oh, I want to play saxophone or tuba or something. But a lot of kids, I don't think, ask for, I want a conductor baton. I want to be a conductor. So is it something that develops later in someone's musical career?
I think it does. Because when I was that kid, I wanted to play the flute.
Yeah? Did you?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, retired. Don't do that anymore.
Moved beyond it, let's just say.
I moved beyond that and some other things. I played the piano a little bit. Don't really do that so much anymore. Did a lot of singing. And in high school, I was in the choirs, all of the choirs that there were, and marching band. And I was actually drum major in the marching band for 2 years. So that was the first serious conducting that I ever did out on a football field. So.
That's tough. You've got that on your resume. That's
well, it's not really on my resume, but I'm telling you. Right. I'm only telling you.
Well, no, this is great. This is what Burgh Vivant's for. All that stuff that's not on your resume, all the kooky, crazy things that we might not know about. So, and I imagine that a conductor does need to have a varied, line of experience in music. So, what was it that made you say, yes, that conductor's baton is for me?
Well, it's interesting because I went to Carnegie Mellon as an undergraduate, and I studied both music composition and also engineering. And I actually didn't think I was going to have a career in music.
Do you see a parallel between those two at all?
I think there's a lot of overlap. I think there's a lot of synergy there that is below the surface. I actually worked as an engineer for a while, and I was singing in the Mendelssohn Choir. And then I started conducting the non-major orchestra at Carnegie Mellon, which is called the All-University Orchestra, and still exists. And those were the things I lived for. The light bulb went off. I said, "This." I chose maybe slightly the wrong path, and went back and said, "Conducting. I should really learn how to do this for real."
Wow.
And so I went back to school.
Where was the seed planted for Resonance Works?
Well, actually, when I was in grad school at Carnegie Mellon in conducting, and I had done a couple of projects on my own and kind of test the waters, and I really enjoyed bringing people together to do those projects, and they were on a smaller scale, chamber orchestra, that kind of thing, and there was always the idea that, well, we should start something. There were some colleagues of mine, and we should start something, and that would be really great, and we could do these things that other people aren't doing, and that kind of got kicked around for a couple of years, to the point where, okay, was it? What would it be? Would it be a chamber orchestra? Well, that didn't seem like quite the right thing. Did I want to start an opera company? Well, there are 4 opera companies in this town.
And how wonderful that is.
It's a fabulous thing. But when we wanted to do opera, but maybe that wasn't exactly the right thing either. So finding this interesting mix of repertoire where it's not about being an orchestra or an opera company. It's about putting together musical projects with really fabulous artists, and that's really when Resonance Works was born. So things have gone really well. We did two main projects the first season. Last season we decided, in order to not be labeled an opera company or an orchestra or whatever, we had to kind of lay a footing for that. Mm-hmm. So we came up with a 4-project season that showed the breadth of what we are and what we aim to do. And this year we've added some chamber projects in the midst of those. So artistically we're growing significantly, and the audiences get bigger and bigger, which is a great thing.
Now there's I think your very next production coming up is becoming somewhat of a tradition, correct? And
yes.
That is Amal and the Night Visitors.
Yes.
Which almost sounds, if you didn't know, but it could be like a creepy, threatening kind of story. But no, it is not.
It's not at all. It's the total opposite of that. Yeah.
And that is here at beautiful Third Presbyterian on off of Fifth Avenue. Beautiful, beautiful
Yeah.
church. I had actually never been in here before. It's gorgeous.
Stunning. One of our players last year said it's a chocolate church because of all the woodwork. And if you imagine at the holiday season, you just walk in here as a little kid, be like, it's like being in a chocolate chapel. It's beautiful.
I am not going to stop thinking about that
I'm
now.
sorry about that.
Can we go to like Mon Ami Chocolate after
Yeah,
this?
yeah, we
'Cause
should do that.
I'm going to have to.
We should do that.
Well, now about your locations. Do you always perform in the same place, or you move around?
No, and actually that was one of the things that we in our mission was to consider the space where we perform carefully and to try to perform in places that in some way heighten the musical experience. So Amal, we are so glad to be back here, and our production of Amal, this is the second year, and a friend of mine says it's not a tradition until you do it twice. So here we are making a tradition out of it. It's a fully staged production. Amal is a 45-minute chamber opera, and it's about a little boy who is crippled, and his mom, and they don't have a lot, and somehow these three visitors come, the three kings on their way to Bethlehem, and they have an encounter, and there's it's funny and it's heartwarming, and it's a great piece for the whole family
And for the holidays too, because there's the sort of the Christmas tie in there.
It's a wonderful tradition. It's again something that used to be done in Pittsburgh quite a lot, but hadn't been done in about 8 to 10 years. So we were really happy to bring that back, and we're pairing it again. We're making a mix, another mashup of stuff. So like last year we used some music of Benjamin Britten. This year we have Respighi's Triduco Botticelliano, which the middle movement is the Adoration of the Magi. So you'll hear from the familiar Christmas carol tune in there that Respighi spins into a wonderful orchestral piece.
Children under 10 free. That's
Absolutely.
great.
With an adult.
Oh yeah, okay.
Don't just drop your children off.
Right.
With
So something for the kids too, and you can save $5 if you purchase in advance, and we can get tickets at resonanceworks.org.
That's right.
Excellent. 3 performances, December 11th, 12th, and 13th. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here at Third Presbyterian. And you'll be conducting.
I will be conducting both pieces on both portions of the program, and the whole thing will be about 90 minutes. So it's actually really nice for families with children. It's not that long of an evening to sit and pay attention.
That's perfect. Yeah, and the evening shows are at 7:30, so not too late. Perfect to get a little dinner beforehand. Are we able to do some conducting with our all?
Oh, sure. Sure, you want a lesson?
Yes, so that'd be great.
Yeah, I went Helmut Rilling. I don't know if you know that name. He's a conductor of Bach. He's a German conductor. He says, one always goes down, so we always go down. And then if we're going to go in 4, we go this way. We say floor, you can imagine door, ceiling. Floor, door, ceiling. See, now you're ready to go.
Yes, this is exactly how I want to be conducting myself over a martini. Beautiful.
It's perfect. We're doing what we're calling resonance chamber, pun intended, resonance chamber.
I see.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have to point that out to more people than not. There's Shady Grove. I had the biggest salad of my entire life at Shady Grove.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, was it Pittsburghified with fries and steak on it?
No, but I don't know if they have one of those.
I feel I have been pronouncing Bach incorrectly. It's Bach.
Well, both are acceptable, but in
what does
German,
he prefer? I'll be Bach. You be Beethoven.